So we're roughly about 6 weeks away from Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion, and this game is looking phenomenal. Like, I haven't talked a lot about it here on the channel lately because there's been a lot of stuff to get to, but I'm really excited. Like, this looks like it's going to exceed expectations, go above and beyond. And I think my early inkling has been that they're adding stuff to it. Not talking story. I'm talking like new missions, new things you can do, new places to go. I think they might even expand what you can do gameplay wise. We already know that Zack's motions in battle and stuff is much more fluid. Like, the battle looks like it's way improved, much more so than the original game, which I recently played, and it's fine because it's Final Fantasy and it's you know you're going to get a decent story, but the game, for me, the gameplay does not hold up. And I'm so happy they're doing this remaster, and by all accounts it borders on the territory of a remake. All the character designs within Crisis Core they've shown us so far they line up aesthetically and artistically with what they're doing in Final Fantasy VII Remake. Even down to color palette choices, desaturation of tones from the original game. The original game is gloomy and stuff, but it's you know what I'm talking about with the color palettes and stuff they use in Remake. It's more desaturated. The tone is brought down 2 or 3 keys. Everything they're doing so far within what they've shown us for the game, the artwork, the renders, the character designs, everything just looks phenomenal. And they recently, every few weeks, they've been releasing a few batches of images. The latest one they released looks fantastic. Look at Sung here. He looks like just a younger version of his remake version. I think that looks phenomenal. On down to the detail, the lighting. The lighting is a little bit off in places, but not jarring so. I love how the new designs capture the feel and the look of the world, because Crisis Core is, if Final Fantasy VII is like a big dramatic opus, like fantasy action adventure story with all different types of elements of horror and science fiction thrown into the mix as well, Crisis Core is a standalone, intimate suspense story. And I really, from what I've seen in the trailers they've put out and what I've seen from the artwork that they're doing, I think they're doing a phenomenal job of capturing that. All the way down to how the UI looks. I think they fixed that a lot. That was one of my gripes when I went back and replayed the game, is the menus and the UI very cumbersome. And it does look like they made every effort to fix that. I'm excited about how this is going to play out, and I actually do feel like they're probably going to give us a little something at the end of the game, like whether it's post credits or you can play through the game a certain way and get a certain ending. I think we're going to see something that explains to us what is happening to Zack, or gives us more to go on as far as what is happening with Zack Fair by the end of Final Fantasy VII Remake. I think some of it's going to have to do with the changing of fate at the end of the game, at the end of Remake, but that's a video for another day. We'll get into that later. I'm going to revisit some of my older theory, speculation stuff. I'm not changing them, but I just want to kind of cobble them all together into one big video and just kind of revisit some of those for those of you that are newer to the channel. But I really feel like what they've done with this is phenomenal. I can't wait. Like, you can tell a lot of care is going into how they constructed the characters, how they went about the character design, how they went about the art direction, how they went about really pulling that suspense into what they're trying to do, the story they're trying to tell. I'm excited about the music too. The score, I think, is going to be phenomenal. I'm pretty sure it's, I don't think it said reorchestrated, but I think there's going to be some rearrangements in there. And the Crisis Core soundtrack is amazing anyway. It's one of, as far as like the spin-off Final Fantasy games, probably my favorite soundtrack of all the spin-offs. Like Type 0, Dirge of Certain, like think of any unnumbered Final Fantasy game. Of all those games, I feel like Crisis Core has my favorite soundtrack. It's got this mix of like rock orchestra, straight up rock, full orchestral arrangements. I mean, you name it, it's in there. It's even got like some house tech kind of stuff going on, which is really wild. But it'll be interesting to see with the new character models and the new character designs, how they show the emotion in the characters. That's one of the things I'm really pumped for, that I'm really excited for, because I feel like the strength in Crisis Core, say what you want to about the misexecuted story and the lack of execution with some of the characters, the concept and potential of Crisis Core was always great. It's also this really I don't want to say controversial, but it's really this odd piece of the Final Fantasy VII puzzle too, because of the weird and off execution of the original game. They have a chance to correct that now, and the correction of the execution is what I'm excited about. Victim number one of that is Genesis, right? Great concept of the character, poor execution of the character. I think they have a chance to correct that now, and I hope they do, because whatever his role is going to be in Final Fantasy VII Remake, I feel like you have to get that right in this. So I'm really excited to see what they do with him. And the weird thing about Crisis Core story-wise has always been, well, it's all leading up to the Nibelheim incident, right? That is the reason people wanted to play Crisis Core. Okay, we're going to get to play the Nibelheim incident. But there's more after that. That's not the climax. As the player, it feels like the climax, and then you're just kind of having to get through the rest of it, right? Which is odd. Which is really odd the way they pulled out. But I get it, because there had to be the time passage with them being in the lab and being, on ice, basically, him and Cloud. So they painted themselves into a corner with that. But I think now coming into the game, and we know that we're expecting that now. We know how it plays out now. I think people will approach it with a different mindset. Because I know when that game first came out, everybody thought that the end of the game was going to be the Nibelheim incident. And then everything else would almost be like a cutscene, or maybe a few minutes after that where they escape the lab after a cutscene, and then Zack gets mowed down or whatever. I think a lot of people went into that game thinking that was going to be how it played out. But you play for a while after the Nibelheim incident, which going in and not understanding that's what's going to be, threw a lot of people through a loop. And still to this day, a lot of people have a sour taste in their mouth because of that. But now we go in knowing that. Now we can go in and appreciate it for what it is. And they are really taking an artistic approach with this, which I love. You all know. Story, characters, art, music, gameplay, that's what I judge everything on. So far it looks like they're really making a big effort to make sure they take care of all 5 of those aspects. So anyway, I'm really excited. I can't wait to see what they do with this. We're 6 weeks away. I can't wait to play this with you all. I can't wait to dive in. And I'm not going to know every single little detail that changes in the game, but if there's big stuff, if they are going a different direction with how they're portraying the character, that's the kind of stuff I'm looking for. I'm not looking for, oh, that billboard said something else in the original game. I might catch that, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the meat. I'm looking for what matters. I'm looking for the protein, not the empty carbs, not the potato chips. I'm looking for the meat and green beans. I'm not looking for the potato chips, right? So if I can tell they're going a different thematic direction with certain characters, that's the kind of stuff I'm going to be looking for, and that's the kind of stuff I'm going to bring attention to. So, and the story itself, if it feels like tonally and thematically, like it's going, like they're course correcting some things, or they're maybe even shifting direction on some things, That's what your boy is going to be looking for, and that's what I'm going to tell you they're doing. And if they're not, I'll be like, nah, it's stay in the course. It's going to do exactly what the original one did. I'll be calling those things. So anyway, throw a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, all that kind of good stuff. More content coming this week. I'm also going to be giving my character analysis on all the Crisis Core characters, all of them. Well, not every single one of them, but the ones that really matter in the story. I'm going to be doing some character analysis, not breakdown, not like he's 6'1", blood type B, he's from this place. No, I'm going to give you how I feel about the execution of the characters, how I feel thematically they fit into the grander scheme of things, if I see them having a role in the future of Final Fantasy VII Remake Saga, because that's where this is all going, right? So my take on the characters is what I'm going to be giving you. So I've been trying to get to the character videos for a long time. I was trying to approach it in a way of, he's from this town, she's from that town, they do this, and this is that. No, there's 1,000 channels out there that do that kind of stuff. I'm not wasting my time with that. I'll give you my take on the character, how I feel they're fitting into the story, thematically what I feel like they're going to do and what they are doing, and that's how I'm going to handle those videos. So please be looking forward to that. Please be excited. As always, y'all have a great day. Be safe. Be good to each other. Keep rocking, baby. Just keep rocking, all right? I'll see you all in the next video or live stream. Y'all have a good day. I want to say a quick thank you to my YouTube and Patreon members and supporters. If you would like to support the future creation of content on this channel, get some few extra perks and some art sent to your door every month, consider becoming a Patreon or YouTube member. Details and links are in the video description.